What's up, everybody? Crocodile here. Back to the series. Yesterday we covered what I believe is, or not in no particular order, but what I believe the next four Marvel sets are. Yesterday we did like the Cosmic set. Today we're doing X-Men, just kind of showing everything that they could be doing, and some hints that we may have seen along the way. Obviously, we've seen the two stones that's come out. We assume there's four more sets. They could drop two in one set, and then that kind of shortens everything. But this is still just what I believe, speculation, what's coming. These are the other stones that should be coming. We got space, power, time, and reality. And then I assume it concludes with some sort of infinity gauntlet, which, represented here. And probably the final set, we get like a final Thanos. So, X-Men. So we've seen like Wolverine, Storm, Beast, Quicksilver, and the other Wolverine. The reason I believe these were added into the main set were not only to hook people with having like a little taste of like other areas of the Marvel universe, but these people in particular have also been an Avenger at some point, and that first set was very like Avengers based. So that lets you kind of sprinkle in some mutants, get the mutant tagline going in, show some people that excite people for the upcoming X-Men stuff. We also got Scarlet Witch in multiple different forms, and they kept Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch as mutants, which is their original like lore before they changed them in the MCU. We also, surprisingly enough, we had Colossus, Black Tom Cassidy, which was like Hellfire Club, Darwin. They were all in like the Jumpstart stuff, as well as X-23 and Wolfsbane. Like so she's part of like New Mutants, Wolfsbane. So they kind of sprinkled it in there for us just to give us a taste, which kind of leads me to believe that X-Men might be coming before Cosmic, even though yesterday, we did find a few leads into some other sets. They also showed us Iceman and Firestar in the Jumpstart set as well. Notably, we're missing like Jean Grey, Cyclops, Cable, which Cable is their kid as well. We didn't get Nightcrawler, we didn't get Sunspot, Jubilee, Rogue, Gambit, Magic, Lockheed, and Kitty Pryde. Lockheed kind of goes with both Magic and Kitty Pryde, so good fit there. I'm assuming Lockheed will get their own card. It'll get Kitty and Magic. Magic is Colossus's sister, so it just kind of fits. And she's got a lot of spotlight lately because of like Marvel Rivals. So she's kind of in the spotlight as well. We didn't get some notable like villains: Mystique, Sabretooth, Juggernaut, which leads into like somewhat like of the different factions. There's so many factions in X-Men, like more so than like the Avenger side. They got like the whole Brotherhood of Mutants. We didn't get a Magneto. Surely enough, there's a very powerful Magneto card coming in like the X-Men. Uh, Scarlet Witch has been part of the Brotherhood. You got your Sentinels as part of it. You got Toad. There's some more Magneto. So, like I said, I'm pretty sure Magneto will get like their own multiple cards, probably kind of like a Doom thing. Maybe there'll be like another Jumpstart. There's just so much X-Men that I would be shocked if there's not a Jumpstart just to sprinkle so much more in there. Then you got your Charles Xavier. I'm kind of hoping we get a few forms of Charles. You get like your classic yellow chair, and then maybe you'll get your like your Krakoa era Charles where he's walking again. Then the feud between Charles and Xavier, I kind of hope we see it across a card of some sort, maybe some sort of, I don't know how they would do it. They could do some sort of, I wouldn't want it to be like a removal card. I'd want it to be like a clashing type card. But we'll see what they do with that. We also got like the Shi'ar Empire in Jumpstart as well. They kind of sprinkled a lot of things in Jumpstart just to get us like wet the whistle. But the Shi'ar Empire we saw as recent as the X-Men 97, where Charles was with Leandra, and there she is. And then they have a kid, which not by regular means, but they end up having a kid. So that'd be cool if we see. Gosh, I forgot her name off the top of my head. Let me know it in the comments below. I had it, but I lost it. But we might see a card for this as well, and maybe we'll see a Leandra card too. Then you got your Apocalypse and Insabanur. if they don't do this, I'd be absolutely shocked because they can do like two different forms of this card. They can do when he's like in Subinor, which he still is as Apocalypse, but then they can do when he turns into Apocalypse, and he's always like assisted by the Horseman. We've seen that in like the X-Men movies where Psylocke, Storm, Archangel, and Magneto were all his horsemen, and then like Wolverine's been a horseman, Gambit's been a horseman. He always just Sentry. He always just finds like a strong group of people to corrupt and become his horseman. Although like Gambit did it for a good cause, if I remember correctly. If you made it this far, are you excited for more Marvel sets? I know some people are not. This is my cup of tea. This is what I'm here for. I want to collect it all. Just don't forget to like and subscribe. You guys have done a great job. I made it to YouTube partner just off of like a month of doing this, so I know this is something you guys are enjoying as well as me. So just let me know in the comments below, like and subscribe. So we're kind of moving into like the baddies, the villains. We didn't get to see Mr. Sinister, which kind of ties into a whole nother thing, like where we get like Madeline Pryor, which is like Goblin Queen, dark version of. It's a clone of Jean. Um, oh, so Deathbird actually, this is a little out of sync slides there, but Deathbird is also part of the Shi'ar as well as like Gladiator. We talked about Gladiator and the Cosmic. I wasn't sure where they would put like Gladiator and Deathbird. It could be in Cosmic. I mean, maybe they'll sprinkle it both, and that's kind of how they tie him in. But we got Deathbird and Shi'ar. But so Mr. Sinister and Goblin Queen, we kind of saw them in X-Men '97. So I'd be shocked if they didn't have a card. And then we saw Bastion as well. Bastion would be so cool if he had a card that can like evolve in a way, because he's like a techno virus kind of thing. He comes from like Nimrod technology, which is like Sentinel technology, and he like corrupts himself with it. And you should watch X-Men '97 because it's pretty sick. But he ends up, evolving into this. So it'd be cool to see this depicted on a card. Here's Nimrod, Pink Man. So it'd be cool to see like this version. And then they got the Sentinels. I would be absolutely shocked if we didn't see like Master Mold at least, and maybe Master Mold makes Sentinel cards, and the Sentinels are like tokens. That has to happen, I assume. Then you got like your Hellfire Club, which is notably led by like either Emma Frost or Sebastian Shaw. So I don't know if everybody would get a card. I would assume at least Emma and Sebastian get a card. Maybe Celine gets a card, and then everybody else might be represented in like, like the Power Pack kind of thing from the Fantex 4. Maybe like some people are all in one card, and it's like a multicolored card. I kind of feel like they're gonna have to do that a lot in X-Men. There's Emma and Sebastian, and then so just running forward, I tried not to make this as long as the Cosmic video. It would go on forever. There's just so much X-Men. You got your X-Force, your X-Factor, your New Mutants, your Marauders, your Excalibur, you got your Morlocks. There's just too much to cover. So I tried to keep it just a little shorter than Cosmic. I'll try to do that again for the other two, just so we're not sitting here lollygagging. But I think the other ones coming up are like a Knights or like the Monsterverse, even though it's not called Monsterverse, but like you got your Blades and your Black Knights, etc. And then I think the final one is like a What If or Battle Wars or Battle World, Secret Wars kind of thing, incursions, where we get multiple versions of them. But we'll cover those. I'm going to take a break for the 4th of July, and I'll come back on Monday, and we'll do Monday and Tuesday. We'll finish out those videos. All right. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.